Hey everybody, it's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan. And if you are in this crypto space and are following how digital assets with blockchain are being used to completely reshape the finance world, well, then I think this video is for you. And also, if you are a holder of XLM or XRP, pay attention. I think sometimes as an XRP holder, we tend to just surround ourselves in XRP news and lose track of what's going on in verticals around us, which I think is sometimes a little dangerous because you got to pay attention to what's going on in the whole entire space. So I want to talk about PaySend. They're a team that came out of traditional banking and payments. They were born in 2017. They were the first to introduce a card-to-card transfer. They partnered with Visa, Mastercard, China Union. This is very similar to the card that was just recently launched by MoneyGram in their Visa Direct. This is where you can actually, being a Visa card holder, send money directly to P2P to another Visa card holder. And this is big stuff in the payments industry. It's getting a lot of momentum. All right, going back to PaySend. If you have a wallet with them, you can hold dollars, euro, yen, pounds. You can move in and out of these at interbank rates and transfer to more than 70 countries at interbank rates. If you send money to family or friends that also have one of these PaySends account, you can basically do it for free. They also are getting into the SMEs. That is the small and middle-sized enterprises. They have 25,000 of them and are able to do about 1.5 million monthly transactions in that space. So they are really making some progress. Now, here is the main point of the video. In May 2016, they announced that they were going to launch the Stellar-based coin XLM, and that would allow them to make instant commission-free cross-border transactions. The plan was to go live with this in June, but just about a month after they made that announcement, they kind of changed their plan. So here we have on May 25th, I think it is. Yeah, they announced that actually they're not going to use the Stellar coin. They're going to use their own stable coin. And the reason why they made this change, well, it's twofold. They made an acquisition of a company called RapidSD. They're an Australian-based software company specializing in DLT. And they also said that there was a shortage of liquidity with XLM on the Stellar DEX. So this is really important to pay attention to because it is showing everybody how important liquidity is. So XLM was dropped. And then with that acquisition, PaySend really bonused. They got the lead engineer from RapidSD. This is a longtime Stellar platform consultant. His name is Sergey Yuspov. Smart guy, software engineer from Moscow. Strong in math, logic, probability, game theory, computer science, and he's a quantum cryptographer. And it's quite interesting, I think, that since he came on board, they have done a lot. It wasn't too difficult for them to launch in Russia. This is the PaySend brand in Russia. And on June 19th, we learned that this new stablecoin is going to be designed exactly in the same fashion as the IMF special drawing rights. So it is backed by the basket of currencies, the US dollar, euro, the Great British pound, the Chinese yuan, and the Japanese yen. The only difference is their pays XDR is what it's called, is going to be tradable, but it'll provide the needed liquidity on the Stellar platform, which they are going to stay on, and it will enable institutions to use Stellar for their cross-currency settlements. So pays XDR. That is in addition to the 10.6 million in funding that they received in a Series B. There's no word updated on the valuation, but it was led by the Digital Space Ventures for that round. On February 10th, I'm going to put a link to this one in the comment section below. It's just about a minute, or what is it? About a minute and 21-second video of an overview of exactly what Pays XDR does. And they do bring up the fact that it is exact same technology as the IBM World Wire. Okay, so PaySend confirms that they launched in Australia and that China, India, and Vietnam are the top destinations for their next corridors. And then on March 11th, they announced that they had reached 1.5 million customers. Still small, but you have to kind of pay attention to their momentum. They have 3,000 new users being added every day. So this is a service that if you are going to send money, you can do so for just £1. They're currently operating in South Korea, Japan, Turkey, Canada, US, and Australia. So what are they doing with banks? That's what I wanted to know. On December 6th, they formed a partnership with a regional bank in Uzbekistan. This is the Ipoteka Bank. The Uzbek people are very often working in Russia. In fact, I don't know if you know this, but I happen to have a friend from Uzbekistan. They all speak fluent Russian. And so it's easy for them to go across the border and work in Russia. That corridor, it's not huge. It's about $2.8 billion per year, but I think they're going to be pretty successful since they have already branded their PaySend site in Russia. On February 9th, they partnered with Pakistan's JS Bank. This is going to be a co-developed wallet for cross-border transfers. They're going to give those workers from Pakistan who are working abroad a way to send money, and it's going to be branded as a JS Bank service. So my takeaways: PaySend is a company that is growing. And even though they don't initiate regular bank transfers, they work more like a card, for example, like Revolut, card-to-card transactions. I think that going after the P2P market, like MoneyGram has recently done, is very interesting. MoneyGram, in their last earnings call, said that they had 1.6 million downloads of their app in 2019, and 80% of all their online transactions now are done with a mobile device. So focusing on this card-to-card, maybe they're a good acquisition for MoneyGram, or maybe somebody wants to poach Sergey. He is, I think, full of fire. It's another lesson also for all of us on why liquidity is so important. It's a project that I think is worth watching. I'm going to continue to watch it, and if I get any more news, I'll be sure to cover it. And I do want to also do a separate video with an article that came out on the Siam blockchain. This media is really just doing a fabulous job as of late for covering the space. I just love them. They have an article about why XRP could kick Ethereum down from the world's second throne this year. And it talks about that potential with India. And so I want to go into that on a separate video, which I'll do, and I'll try to get it uploaded today. Okay, everybody, we're going to the fluff. I don't know if you know, this is JET. JET stands for the Japan Exchange Teachers Program. It's been around for 40 years at least. They have brought nearly 70,000 teachers to Japan from all over the world to help teach English. It's really been a great program, and those that have graduated, the alumni of JET often go on to have really big jobs. You just can see the alumni, how this experience gives them a real jump to get some global jobs all around the world. But there's one person in the alumni I want to focus on, and that's this person here. He's a Brit. He came to Japan in the 80s, and he never left. This is Philip Harper, and he's Japan's first and only master brewer of sake, which is called Nihonshu. And his position, being that master brewer, is called Toji. He is really, I think, special. After he honed his skills at various breweries, he was then invited to join the Kinoshita Brewery in 2007. They're in Kyoto, and they have been making Nihonshu since 1842. They are currently in their 5th generation. Wow. The brand of their sake is called Tamagawa, and they do ship overseas, and it's something that I think you want to investigate. The Tamagawa, which means Jewel River, is named after a river that's very close to the brewery. It's called the Kawakami Dani River. There are three things you need to make really good Nihonshu. Good quality rice, good quality water, and a really good quality toji. And I think they have that, because the success since they brought Philip on board has been really great. And if you are so incredibly lucky and all your stars align and visit Kyoto and go to the Gion area, you might see Haru Chizu. She is a brand new apprentice of the geisha. It's called a maiko-san. She debuted on the 4th of March in Gion and had her mise dashi, what it's called when they debut. And should you be able to find somebody who can get you in to their okiya, you might just be lucky enough to have a party with her. This is the Tama Okiya in Gion. And if you can't get in, well, just at least visit from the street and take some pictures. And if you hang out, maybe around, I don't know, 5 p.m., you see a lot of activity on the streets in Gion, and you might be able to see one of the Maikos going to a party. Okay, everybody, do take care. Sayonara for now. Bye-bye.